aerosol spray paint onto that one, and then I use the heat gun, and the paint splits and cracks and makes these sort of patterns which are a bit like, you know, on the satellite mapping. I really like that sort of effect. That one. And these ones, what I did with those was I rubbed bits of oil paint. So I've got all these gorgeous colours on my palette, and I rubbed little pieces of them, well, with a brush obviously, I didn't want oil paint all over my hands, into that, and then I use the heat gun again, and it splits and cracks and makes those sort of lovely edges which look really natural and nice. So yeah, that's it. And then what you can do when you finish with these is you can polish them. Hold on, I'll show you a couple of the other ones. I think I showed you them last time. So I did these ones last time. These were the first ones I did. Just make some room. No room. Need more room. Need a bigger studio. There we go. Yeah, I did those. Those were the first ones I did. So with the paint on the top here, that was actually acrylic paint that I put a bit on. And it's better if you want to do that. It's probably better to wear a mask actually. I didn't do that, which you probably should. But the thing is, if you put acrylic paint onto the top of your beeswax and then you heat it with the heat gun, it's better to put a really thin layer on. Just basically rub it on so it's like it's, you know, barely there, and then heat it, and then you get that lovely cracked effect, which I like. The other ones I did, I showed you that one last time. These were two new ones I did, which are in the satellite mapping series that I've done. The mapping series was a project that we had from college. So what I did there was, I've done all of that. This is on board, so it's a lot harder, and the wax, it becomes so hard that, you know, it probably would never melt again. Unless it was like 200 degrees or something crazy like that. But yeah, I've got all the colours on there from the beeswax. And then what I did was I rubbed some white enamel paint onto the top of that and heated it with the heat gun, and it created that lovely cloud-like sort of effect there. If you can see all the colours, the whites, how the whites have gone. So that's one, and this was another one I did with the same thing. This was actually an old board that I had something else on, so it's got this has got some texture paste. I think it was sand mortar that that sand texture paste sort of stuff that you can get. That was underneath. I quite like that because it's got sort of lumps and bumps in it, and it's almost like a bit like one of those maps, raised maps. So got that. And there's that lovely area there, is where the white enamel paint was rubbed into it. So yeah, it's got that. I quite like the way that worked, the effect that I got from that. But use a mask. Don't do what I did, because I had a bad headache afterwards, which is not good. Really bad. But it becomes very shiny. I don't know if you can see the shine through the video, but it is very shiny. So yeah, I've got like a little whirlpool of colour there. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so this one that I was showing you, where is it now? Lost it. Oh, that's it. Actually, that looks heaps better than it did before when it just had the first colours on. So I get the paint, and I just put some on like that. Get some more of that colour This is a really lovely colour, this cobalt turquoise light. I don't really use oil paints very much, but I had them because when we first started college we were only allowed to use oils. We weren't allowed to use acrylics. And so I had to use them. But I don't know, I get a bit impatient with oil paints because they take so long to dry, and you have to know all these other things about fat medium and lean medium, and I don't know, I just find that a bit tedious. But using them for my own devices like this, using them how you're not supposed to use them, I guess you're not supposed to heat oil paints, which I'm doing. I like that. I'm breaking the rules, so good. Someone says you can't do that, I want to do it. I want to see why you can't do it and what will happen if I do that. So yeah, then I put that on. I've got the oil paint on the top there, you can see. So I'll put that a bit more easy to see. And then now I'm going to heat again. I've got this on quite low, I might turn it up a bit. Because my heat gun's got a little thing on the back, you can turn it higher or lower. It's better if it's lower because you control it a bit more. See, it's breaking there now? If you can see that. So, you can create areas, holes, make the paint break, make it move into other areas. Yeah, that's good, I like that. I kind of like that when it has a hole in the middle like that. Yeah. And then it does its own thing as well, because I like that. It has a mind of its own. It moves where, I guess where maybe if it's a bit slanted, it's going to move to the bottom. So yeah, I think we've got some really nice things happening there now. So yeah, I'm just learning the encaustic process, but I'm taking the encaustic process and I'm pushing it to where I want to use it in the way I want to do it, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And it's not that hard to get set up. You can get a frying pan like that. Usually they have them in, you know, in those cheap shops, the op shops. Oxfam type shops, those sort of things, and they're usually pretty cheap. My husband bought me this brand new one, and he came home one day from the shops with this, so that was great. But yeah, then you just need cap tins. You've got your oil paints. What you can also use is you can use the powdered pigment. It comes in jars, and it's the pigment that they use to make paints, oil paints, and they're just in little jars, powdered. And you can use that. They're really nice actually. I'm not sure, a lot of the oil paint companies make that, use those, but you can still just use your paint. Say if you haven't got a lot of money, just buy two colours that you really like, say 2 blues or something, and just use that. And then use your general acrylic paints that you've got. You can rub them on the top. You can use enamel paints on the top. Then you're heating with your heat gun. The heat gun which I stole out of my husband's tool shed. It's now my heat gun. So yeah, that's how you do that. So if you've got any questions, ask me, and hopefully I can answer all your questions. And I really hope this fits in the 10 minutes. I'm trying to be quick. So see you later. Have fun. Be creative.